The only thing I really have heard is like the winner of that tournament might fight me at the end of the year, which is fine, but it leaves me a very long time without a fight. So I'm hoping that me and PFL can work something out before then and hopefully get me back in the cage for the fans.
Is Dakota Ditcheva truly unstoppable? That's the question echoing across the MMA world as
It doesn't get louder in my head. It's just that they like talk more and more all the time, you know. And like obviously it builds up, but it doesn't bother me anymore. You know, they can keep talking now, even though I've just done that performance, and it's not going to bother me anymore. It's just that I like to, you know, prove myself right in the cage and shut them up like that.
Defeated British phenom prepares to face her most dangerous challenge yet. The powerful and relentless Sumiko Inaba. Dakota has steamrolled her competition so far, but Sumiko is a different beast entirely. With
Fly a long way to do it on July 19th. How excited are you to get back to fighting?
I am so excited. These guys have missed me for sure. They've been very vocal on social media, so I'm excited to finally get back in the cage and do
knockout power and a gritty, experienced style. She's not coming to participate. She's coming to shock the world. The stakes couldn't be higher. Will Dakota continue her reign of destruction, or will Sumiko be the one to finally derail her perfect streak? Before we dive into this anticipated showdown, let's rewind and understand why Dakota is more than just another fighter on a win streak. She's a rising legend with a warrior's pedigree. Born and raised in Manchester, England, Dakota grew up surrounded by combat. Her mother, Lisa Howarth, wasn't just a supportive parent. She was a world champion in Muay Thai and kickboxing. While other kids were learning to ride bikes, Dakota was learning how to throw fight-tending kicks. This wasn't just a hobby. It was her heritage. With her mother as coach and mentor, Dakota developed quickly. Even as a child, she displayed elite-level instincts. She wasn't just following in her mother's footsteps. She was carving her own legacy. Her speed, power, and natural fight IQ set her apart in every gym she entered. As a teenager, she dominated the amateur Muay Thai scene with ruthless efficiency. The transition to MMA raised some eyebrows. Could a pure striker adapt to the complexities of mixed martial arts? Dakota didn't answer with words. She answered with knockouts, one after another. Her debut performances were electric, each finish more explosive than the last. She showed that she could sprawl, defend submissions, and stay standing, and when she stood, she destroyed. Today, Dakota remains undefeated as a professional. Her fights aren't just victories, they're warnings to the rest of the division. She hits harder than most in her weight class, controls the pace, and remains calm under fire. With each appearance, she looks more and more like the future of the sport. Now, the spotlight turns to Sumiko Inaba, a jiu-jitsu ace with heavy hands and a warrior's heart. Nicknamed Lady Samurai, she's battled through tough competition and earned a reputation for finishing fights in style. But there's a gap in her game that could cost her everything. Her striking defense and movement don't quite match Dakota's laser-focused precision. If Sumiko can't bring this fight to the ground early, she's going to be in deep trouble. Dakota's ability to control distance, punish mistakes, and break opponents down is second to none. The most likely outcome? A TKO in the second or third round in favor of Dakota, unless Inaba lands a perfect submission in the early moments. Just look back at one of Dakota's most brutal displays. Her August 2nd, 2024 bout against Gina Bishop at PFL 7 in Nashville. Gina entered with bold words, bragging that she'd hand Dakota her first loss. But when the cage door shut, it became clear she had no idea what she was in for. From the opening seconds, Dakota was in control. She landed a sharp leg kick and a clean jab that made Gina instantly rethink her game plan. Gina tried to take it to the ground, but Dakota's defense was flawless. She stuffed takedowns, circled out, kept the fight in her domain, standing and striking. By the end of round 1, Gina was breathing heavy, visibly frustrated and wearing the damage. Her corner was scrambling for answers. Dakota poured it on. She landed vicious combinations and a brutal body shot that had Gina wincing. A follow-up kick to the ribs nearly folded her. Still, Gina kept coming forward, but every attempt was met with precise punishment. By the time it was over, there was no debate. Dakota hadn't just won, she'd dismantled a confident opponent and made it look easy. That fight cemented her status as a future superstar and sent a chilling message to anyone who dared to step in front of her. Now, countdown to July 19th has begun. The cage will close. Two elite warriors will clash. One will leave with their hand raised. The other, likely broken, beaten, and wondering what just happened. Don't blink. This one's going to be violent. Until then, dive into Dakota's past fights and highlight reels. Watch how she breaks down her opponents, controls the chaos, and proves why so many believe she might just be the most dangerous woman in the sport today midway through the round. The moment everyone was waiting for arrived. Gina, desperate and a little reckless, lunged for a takedown, and Dakota countered with a perfectly timed knee to the face. It landed flush. The crowd erupted. Gina collapsed to the mat, and within seconds, Dakota was on her, raining down hammer fists. With relentless precision, the referee jumped in, and it was over. Just like that, the girl who promised an easy win was lying on the canvas, dazed and beaten. The post-fight moment was just as telling. Dakota didn't gloat. She didn't return the trash talk. She simply nodded, hugged her team, and walked out of the cage with her undefeated record intact, and her reputation elevated even higher. Valentina Skitidze faced off against Dakota Ditcheva on April 20th, 2024, in a high-stakes bout for the PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Championship. Before the match, Valentina Skitidze stirred the pot during pre-fight interviews by boldly claiming that Dakota Ditcheva was overrated and hadn't been truly tested by a worthy opponent. Two fighters entered the cage. The atmosphere was electric, with fans eagerly waiting to see if Valentina's confident words would translate into a performance capable of dethroning the dangerous and undefeated Dakota Ditcheva. The opening round saw Skitidze immediately trying to impose her will, pushing forward aggressively with a barrage of jabs and low kicks aimed at disrupting Dakota's rhythm. For a moment, it seemed like Valentina's strategy might be working as she managed to clip Dakota with a stiff right hand that momentarily staggered the British fighter. But Dakota remained composed, her eyes laser-focused, and her footwork sharp. As ever as she circled out of danger and began picking her shots with clinical precision, a lightning-fast head kick grazed Valentina's guard, followed by a devastating body shot that clearly took the wind out of her. As the seconds ticked away, Dakota's confidence grew, and her combinations became more fluid and dangerous. In the second round, the tempo escalated dramatically. Valentina came out swinging, knowing she needed to regain control, but Dakota's timing was impeccable. Sharp counter-right hand stunned Skitidze, and Deva wasted no time pressing forward with a
She never fought with someone like me, so I won't just fight.
flurry of punches that backed her opponent into the cage. Entering the third round, Dakota remained calm and composed. Knowing she was just a few steps away from securing another dominant win, Valentina tried to dig deep, throwing wild punches and looking for a Hail Mary shot to change the outcome. Midway through the third round, Dakota landed a clean left hook that buckled Skitidze's knees, and she immediately followed up with a spinning kick that connected flush on the jaw. Her victory was not just another win on her record, it was a masterclass in striking composure and championship-caliber performance. As Dakota stood in the center of the cage with her arms raised and the PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Championship around her waist, Taila Santos, known for her tough attitude and confident demeanor, arrived in full glam, complete with bright red lipstick and designer sunglasses. She didn't waste any time turning the press event into a mind game. While Dakota Ditcheva stayed calm and focused, Santos smiled smugly, blowing kisses to the crowd and throwing subtle jabs at her opponent. When the cage doors finally closed, the crowd was electric. Taila strutted in confidently, blowing kisses and mouthing taunts at Dakota. She even applied fresh lipstick before walking out, a direct dig at her opponent. Dakota, in contrast, walked to the cage with steely determination. No dancing, no smiling, just focus. The first round started fast. Taila Santos came out swinging with heavy leg kicks and aggressive forward pressure. Her Muay Thai background was on full display as she tried to trap Dakota against the fence and unload powerful combinations. She was trying to bully her, just as she had done in the press conference. But Dakota Ditcheva wasn't there to play defense. She was there to win. Using her superior footwork and timing, she avoided the initial storm. She stayed light on her feet, circling away from danger, and began peppering Tyler with sharp jabs and body kicks. Each shot was a calculated answer to